Boom, baby, boom! Rise and shine. It's your morning marijuana motivation time. I'm your host with the mostest, Marquis Saint, and every morning I get up and I am blessed to be alive, and so are you. That's why I go live every morning. That's why I got this new Melon app, and that's why I can go live on multiple streams so I can reach you with this message. The message or the messages, because it's all about reach, preach, and teach. And that's something I do every morning, and that's something you should be doing for yourself. And that's why I go live. Let's go into it real quickly. I'm fixing my flaws. See, a lot of people see the last name as Saint, and they're like, oh man, you ain't no saint. You're an ain't. You were supposed to be perfect. And a long time ago, I realized that nobody's perfect. Nobody is completely perfect. Every one of us is flawed. Every one of us has something inside of us that's not exactly right. And to keep it even, I talk about these subjects because a lot of people are on the subjects where they don't want to. Let me turn this off so I can talk real quick. I just did that real quick. Woo, poor air conditioning. But yeah. When you're in your own mind and you're in your own world, you see things from your own perspective. Now, the things that we can also see is our dichotomy. Again, talking about being a saint and having that kind of pressure put upon me, or the idea of pressure really pushed me to see what I was made out of. See, there's so much going on in our lives where we're like, oh, dude, this is going on, and I want to do this. But I'm flawed. I have X, Y, and Z standing in front of me. And the thing that I think the most saintly thing people can do is working on their flaws, right? We're not perfect. There's something that has to come to our heads where, we weren't born perfect. We weren't born with all the answers. In fact, we're mistake creatures. I tell people all the time, I'm the mistake master. And people go like, what does that mean? It's like, I've tried enough things and experimented enough to have some more answers than most. And most people are going to stay safe. When you stay safe, you're not going to go get anywhere, right? When you stay safe, you're not going to get any experience, and that's the best teacher. So even if I go live every morning, even if I've been doing this for years, even if I taught English and other languages, that's all nice and all, but it's our abilities to impress ourselves, right? We can tweak our little flaws and imperfections to be better. Now, most people are talking about putting on fake eyelashes or hair extensions or whatever else comes to their mind when they think this, I'm not talking about those kind of flaws. I'm talking about your virtues, right? Your values, right? And these are things that all of us can fix on. See, there's only 7 deadly sins. There's my hand plus 2, right? So there's not even 10 commandments. There's not 10 deadly sins, and I'm sure we could find some. But literally, there's only 7 that we can choose from. And if we're being real with ourselves, we go to ourselves and go, self, I'm gluttony. I'm gluttony. Me, I love my sugar. I mean, you could scan this whole place and there's no sugar because I've already scanned it. There's no sugar, right? That's my flaw, right? There isn't something that came with a manual. My mom didn't go, hey, here's your sugar baby, Mark, and he's going to need a lot of sugar when he grows up. There's no manual for all of us, but we do know ourselves intimately. We do know our flaws intimately. And bless up if they're harmless at Saints Addiction. Can't do this backwards video thing. I'm used to it doing the other way, so it's like weird. I got to move in the opposite direction to get it. Anyway, I sell these online, and if you want one, holler at your boy. Anyway, this is Saints Addiction. This is my harmless addiction. Doesn't hurt nobody. I don't lose anything by using it, But there's other things that we use that harm us. And the sugar harms me, puts on the fat, puts on the high cholesterol, puts on the high blood pressure. And I know it, and even knowing it still doesn't fix the flaw. So this is an actual thought to go, okay, here's my flaw. I'm a human being. I'm flawed. Let me get something that makes me better. And this is why we're talking about, my homie told me a long time ago in Turkey, he said, fix the topic, man. Stop talking to fix the topic. Well, I'm fixing the topic right now. I'm talking about my flaws. It's not easy to be flawed or, does that cover my face? That's so weird. To be flawed and admit that I'm, I'm self-conscious, sometimes my confidence is as high as I'd like it to be. And if I don't pay attention, fear will creep in. That's the truth of it. That's the truth of my whole situation is that I go into myself and look at all the addictions that I had and said, okay, which one of these can I fix so I can get forward in my life? Which one of these things can I go after to make my life more impressive? And first things first was cigarettes, right? I never smoked cigarettes in my life. I was 30 years old when I smoked my first cigarette, and it caught on. It's one of the most addictive substances in the world, and here I am talking about it. And it's tough because you're like, okay, what do I want? I want my dream, or I want these cigarettes. And obviously, the quick release, the quick fixes are always right there in front of us. The sugar highs, the cigarette highs, that just give me what I want or what I perceive to want. And what I really want is to fix my flaws. Now, I'm not going to be completely fixed. Everything's going to have a wrinkle in time. Everything's going to have some sort of hiccup. But I definitely want to fix some of the things like the language that I use, right? My girl, she's been working on me, talking about what kind of languages I use. I still use the word fag and gay. I'm like, ooh, that's gay. Now, I don't mean it to be homosexual, and even some of my best friends are homosexual. It still isn't the right terminology. So I can fix my terminology. I can fix my vocabulary. I can fix my diet. That sugar, I've been working on it hella hard, and it's not easy when you want something really, really, really bad, like a cigarette, like sugar, like sex. These things, right, are all in front of us to test us to see if we want to do better. They want to see if we can overcome our desires and buckle down with some endurance, right? So I have the book Endure. It's my book I wrote in prison, and this was something that I had to sit down and look at all the things that were keeping me back, or the things I've perceived. Now, I don't perceive this to be that bad. I don't. Weed has never hurt me, gave me a DUI, or hurt someone else. But the other ones, the sugar's definitely hurting me. The cigarettes were definitely hurting me. And I bet you're listening to it, like, you're probably smoking a cigarette. Like, damn, he's right. But are we going to fix the flaws? Being right's one thing, but putting action behind being right is a whole other thing. So this is the whole conversation I have to have with people on regular. It's like, what are you working on? You as a human being. Most people are like, oh, I'm just trying to make more money. Yeah, that's fine. What about you as a human being? What are you being better at? Okay, so if you're a human being, what are you being better at? And that's what saints are about. Us as saints, so I gotta go this way. Us as saints, we're about lighting up the world. Saints are about being better people, and that saints were human beings, right? They weren't deities, right? They didn't come down from the gods like the Greek gods or Jesus. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about regular human beings here being better humans. And that's all I want, is for people to be better humans. That's it. At the end of the day, this is what it's all about, is people to treat themselves better, treat others better, work on their flaws, and become better humans. And that's this whole morning marijuana motivation. I had the epiphany of, I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to pretend to be perfect or be perfect. That's not the end result. What is the end result is to be not so fuzzy on the sides. I want it nice and smooth, not so jagged on the sides too. Inside me, I got anger issues. What do you call that when the people leave you? Abandonment issues. We all got issues, but who's willing to cancel their subscription to that magazine? We got to cancel our subscription to issues. We got to cancel our subscription to fucking stress and anxiety. We got to cancel out this cancel culture that we've been all training ourselves on. Can't wait to find new information and stay distracted from ourselves, when knowing ourselves is the biggest task of the day. How well do you know yourself? Are you responsive? Do you understand what's going on with you? Do you do things that you can do better? And that's just what I wanted to hear this morning. So on my heart from the start, your boy Merchant Saints Addiction. That's why I put the logo here. On my heart. Look at that. That's my baby. Saints brand. The Saint. And I'm here. If you got anything out of this, please like, share, and subscribe. Going live every morning, just to share that light with people, so we can all work on ourselves and work better, get our minds right, so we can be better human beings out there. So go be free. Go do the damn thing. Don't forget to love your life. Don't forget to love someone else. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe below. Peace and love. And as always, chi goodbye. That means goodbye, but not forever and finish. And I will see you on the other side. Ciao. Beijos. We'll see you. Peace.